Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. 2 more regions adopt Bitcoin. Tesla, Block, and Blockstream to mine Bitcoin with solar. Did Shopify effectively make Bitcoin legal? It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is April 8th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We bring you new stories on familiar topics. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. So, things don't look too good in San Francisco right now, do they? I mean, we know that there's a problem, right? Here is another sign of the very disturbing times. Jesse Powell is CEO of Kraken. He announced that Kraken was leaving their Market Street address in the center of San Francisco. He did this through a retweet. In an April 6th statement, Powell states, quote, "We shut down Kraken's global headquarters on Market Street in San Francisco after numerous employees were attacked, harassed, and robbed on their way to and from the office." The statement also says that San Francisco is not safe and that the crime in the area is, quote, "dramatically underreported." And they're not alone. Although they're not blaming the crime, homelessness, and unsanitary conditions, Coinbase too is leaving their San Francisco headquarters this year. They're going the route that Binance went. They're going to be just a fully remote global company. The situation is bad enough that multiple apps exist to track human feces in San Francisco. That's right. You have to have an app to avoid human crap. Fittingly enough, Snap Crap is the most popular. If you look at it, basically it's a map of San Francisco with poop emojis representing poop spots. It's only surprising to me that more people haven't left sooner. It seems like a very responsible decision that does look after the welfare of their employees. The average rent in San Francisco is $3,000 a month. Nobody should have to dodge poop and violence on their way to work. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a quick look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.99 trillion. That's down 1.32% since yesterday. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 1.73%, Ethereum up 0.35%, Tether, Binance going down 1.96%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is up over $10.25 billion. That's up 3.12%. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Win NFT Horse, Genesis Starshark's Mystery Box, Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, and CloneX. Now keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. 2 more regions adopt Bitcoin. Madeira is an autonomous region of Portugal. Prospera is a jurisdiction in Honduras, on Roatan Island. Both of them are going to accept Bitcoin as official money. If you live in either of these regions, you're not going to have to pay capital gains tax when you buy or sell crypto. Joel Baumgar is the president of Prospera, and he's assured his citizens that they won't pay personal income tax when trading Bitcoin. He said the authorities will, quote, enable other municipalities in Honduras or other companies or political subdivisions outside the United States to float Bitcoin bonds from within the Prospera Junction. President Baumgar believes that this is going to help out the local economy. He thinks it's going to bring in foreign direct investments. Miguel Albuquerque is the president of the regional government of Madeira. He said his constituents won't be paying capital gains when trading Bitcoin. He added, quote, "I believe in the future, and I believe in Bitcoin. Our government will continue to work to create a fantastic environment for Bitcoin in Madeira." So, the people of Madeira and Prospera have an idea of what may be coming, because they can look at El Salvador. Months after making Bitcoin official currency in El Salvador. They can give us an idea of what's coming. For one thing, they've boosted their tourism. They've become a much more desirable location for vacationers. Marina Valdez is El Salvador's Minister of Tourism. It said, quote, "We did a poll to check the activity according to before and after of Bitcoin. The tourism sector increased in November and December. This increased by more than 30%. El Salvador's government has also built on the success Bitcoin and increased tourism brings. They set up a Bitcoin education center where they teach people about Bitcoin for free. And also they opened a huge vet hospital. And this was built from Bitcoin profits. Now, we talked about it when it opened last February. Each procedure in this veterinary hospital only costs 25 cents in Bitcoin. And you know how sometimes these free or cheap government things aren't really very good. They're kind of janky and sketchy. This doesn't seem to be one of those occasions. It's open 24/7. It's got operating rooms, hospitalization, quarantine rooms, rehabilitation, and other medical features. So it's not some cheap government thing that they were able to scrape together from savings with Bitcoin. I can totally understand governments, especially some for these smaller nations. Bitcoin could save their economy. Tesla, Block, and Blockstream to mine Bitcoin with solar. You know, sometimes the point isn't to become the biggest. Sometimes the point is just to show that something is possible. Pretty sure that's what we've got here. So Tesla, Blockstream, and Block are planning on using the sun and making some money under the Texas skies. They're looking at a 3.8 megawatt solar PV array that would be coming from Tesla. Attached to that is their 12 megawatt hours megapack. And they're going to take care of the technical considerations. So with Tesla's contribution of the solar array, that puts it at 100% renewable energy. Although there will still be people complaining about it. There are going to be the people out there that are saying, okay, well, it's great that they're using renewable energy, but they're reusing renewable energy somebody else could be using, somebody we like better. We don't listen to those people. Anyway, in a release, Block said, quote, 100% solar-powered Bitcoin mining project with Blockstream using solar and storage technology from Tesla. We aim to further accelerate Bitcoin's synergy with renewables. Adam Back is the CEO of Blockstream, and he was talking to CNBC during the Bitcoin 2022 conference. And he told them that the company will be installing a dashboard. And this dashboard will be able to display both power performance data along with the total number of Bitcoin mined. This dashboard will be publicly available. It'll be available 24/7 from any browser. And this 24-hour access will not only be to the power output and the number of Bitcoin mined, but storage performance, total uptime, expenses, return on investment. This is information that companies are going to need to look at if they're considering the same thing. He said it was to prove, quote, Bitcoin mining can fund zero-emission power infrastructure and build economic growth for the future. And that's really the point behind the thing, you know? I mean, they're not competing in capacity. Hut 8 mining has about 209 megawatts of capacity. This project is going to be limited to the 3.8 megawatts compared to 209 megawatts. So that's not the point, right? The point of this venture is to prove the feasibility. That's why you have that dashboard with all of that information available to anyone, anytime, anywhere. It's going to answer the question, will running a zero-emission energy Bitcoin mine work? Because there's are those that have their doubts. Brains is one of the world's oldest Bitcoin mining pools. June of last year, they released a study. It was a feasibility analysis on using solar energy to mine Bitcoin. Their conclusion was that it wasn't profitable. Even going with the near zero costs for electricity and recycling the surplus energy during sunny days, They just couldn't make the numbers work. So this project will go a long ways towards opening that up and letting everybody see just how feasible it is or it is not. So did Shopify effectively make Bitcoin legal? Maybe. It's an interesting question. And I kind of think so in a way. Okay, so here's what happened. Yesterday, we reported on a couple of enhancements coming down the line for the Lightning Network. You've got get paid in Bitcoin, and that thing where you can convert your change to Bitcoin. And then the Lightning Network receives QR code thing that makes it easier to receive money through the Lightning Network. Apparently, that wasn't all for Lightning. Yesterday, Jack Mallers announced a new collaboration that just might change everything. So what happened is, the payment application Strike has integrated with the e-commerce giant Shopify. This alliance sets it up so that merchants can choose to accept payment in Bitcoin on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now, this takes advantage of the Layer 2 solution's ability to facilitate faster and cheaper transactions. The Strike CEO revealed this new integration during Miami's Bitcoin 2022 conference yesterday, Thursday, on the main stage. So what this means is almost 2 million merchants around the world will be able to accept Bitcoin payments denominated in US dollars. It's amazing. Now, to be fair, right now there's only one merchant doing this. It's a LA-based streetwear brand named Warren Lotus. But you see what I'm saying? I mean, what is effectively the difference now? You can funnel your Bitcoin out through Shopify's merchants without submitting to the know your customer process first. This also lets you skip out on the taxes because it skips a taxable event. That by itself is going to cause issues. The Elizabeth Warrens of the world aren't going to want to let you go without paying taxes. They're going to try to clamp down on it. I don't really think that they can stop it though, because there's no taxes on Bitcoin purchases under $600. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. So, what do you think? Is the future of Bitcoin mining to go solar? I mean, it sounds good. You've got zero cost electricity. That sounds pretty awesome, especially when your business is effectively converting electricity into money. If you don't have to spend anything on the electricity, that's free money. The thing is that there is a lot of cost with setting this thing up. And some people are not happy with the harsh process and the chemicals and the heavy metals that are going to be needed to get something like this rolling. So what do you think? Is solar Bitcoin mining the future? Send me an email at nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. And give my other podcasts, Crypto in 5 Minutes, a listen. We've got 40 educational podcasts, 5 minutes to explain one concept in crypto. And as always, may peace reign.